To kick off the demo here, what I really want to show is you don't need to be in our phone app that I'm going to show you in a moment. You don't need RingCentral installed. You don't necessarily need NetSuite open. You can be going about your day wherever you are. So in here I'm in a Word document. And when you do get an incoming call, you can hear that there's audio and this notification. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. I'm going to answer the call. When I answer the call, you can see that it only displays the phone number here, and there's no contact or company associated with it. That's simply because this is a new contact to me. So I'm on the phone, and I've decided that this is a contact I should make, so I'm going to go ahead and make a contact here. And I find out that I'm talking to Jane Smith. You can see that the phone number is auto-populated, and I'm going to go ahead and put in an email. And I find out she's calling from at her test co, and she's the president. I'm going to go ahead and say add contact. Now when I click that add contact button, what's happening is it's adding the contact directly into NetSuite. So you can see the contact is now here, the company is associated with it, and I can continue to take any notes that I might have, associated transaction or a case as well if they're associated with that company. So I'm going to say Jane was calling to inquire about our recent promotion. And no transactions are associated with that company right now. And then I can go ahead and press save and close. I'm also going to go ahead and end the call with Jane. Now if we hop over into NetSuite and I go into contacts, we should now have Jane here. So we can see Jane Smith has been created. She's under Add Her Test Co. The email populated, the phone number populated, associated with the company, her title is president. And you can also, if we go to communication here and activities, you can see that there's one phone call associated as well. That was an incoming call. Jane called us, and if I click on here, you can see the incoming call was logged, status is completed. It knows that I'm the one that took the call. It knows the date and time of the call and our message. So we can find out that she was calling about a recent promotion. Now let's talk about outgoing calls. You're in here on Jane's record. Maybe you got back and found out about that promotion that she was curious about, so you need to call her back. So you can pull up her contact record and click on the phone number. This will work for any phone number field in NetSuite, but it'll also work for any telephone field on the internet as a whole. So any phone number that's hyperlinked, you can go ahead and click on. When you do that, it's going to open an instance of the phone. You can hear that Jane's phone is ringing. And the contact this time did automatically populate along with the company, and I can continue to take any notes that I want. So let's say call Jane back. Sold one promo product. And I'm going to go ahead and let's say she's interested, and so I'm going to make a sales order right from here. So I'm still on the phone with Jane, I'm still in my notes, I can add more, and I'm going to say sales order. What this is going to do is take me directly to NetSuite. And you can see I'm in a new sales order here, and the customer was automatically populated. Remember that Jane was part of Add Her Test Co. And so with one click, I can easily get in here, make a new sales order for the company. I can add that new item and make that order for her. So it's that easy to make a sales order from a phone call record. So I'm on the phone with Jane. I've established how many she wants. I've created the sales order. Now if I want to, I can go back to the phone to finish up with her, and then I can save and close. Now let's say I want to check our history here. So I can just click on the history button, and I can see that our most recent call is here. So that's the outgoing call we made to Jane. If I click this, all this information is going to come back. So now I'm basically in that phone call record in NetSuite, but I don't need to be in NetSuite. I'm directly in the app. Let's just say this was the first call where she was calling to inquire about the promotion, and my management wants to track any time that one of those calls converts, right? So let's just flag this to the transaction. Her sales order was sales order 2, and I can make that update and simply save and close. And now if we do go back to NetSuite, I can show you that on the phone call records, I'm just going to go back to Jane Smith's contact. This would show up on the company as well. Communication, activities. Now she has 2 phone calls, an incoming and an outgoing. So let's go to the incoming call. That's the one I updated. And if we go to related records, you can see here now it's also associated with a transaction. So you can use this for metrics, of course fully integrated with NetSuite, so your saved searches, your dashboards can all now have access that this phone call ended up resulting in this transaction. And you saw how easy it is to add after the fact if, say, I forgot to do that while I was on the call. There are a few more features in here I want to talk about. You can see the contacts. This is the full list of the contacts, both your RingCentral contacts and your NetSuite contacts in one place. You can make a new NetSuite contact here with the plus button. This is exactly the same thing as we did when we were on the active phone call live earlier, so you can make that in both places. I can, of course, pull up Jane Smith. I can see her information, who she's associated with, make a phone call, send a text. And I can also send messages. So these are SMS messages. You can see that we have been conversing with Jane, and it does support 2-way communications. So I can say I'm available and go ahead and send that. And Jane can send a message back, and there it is. Other features do include background syncing, so even if you're not actively in this application taking notes, maybe you're on your phone using the native RingCentral application as you're in the car driving, the metadata will still come through to NetSuite. It is going to transfer all of the metadata, so a lot of what you see here will come through in the background. You are still going to know on those background phone call records, you're still going to know the phone number that it came from. You're going to know that it was an incoming call or an outgoing call, depending. You're going to get related records. It's going to be associated with the company and the contact, assuming that there's a phone number match in your system. So a lot of that is going to come through automatically. And if you want to update that later, just like all the other records, it is going to show up in your history. So you can come back to your desk later, just click history, click these note buttons and clean them up. Or of course you could do it directly from NetSuite as well. Also available in the history tab are voicemails. So you can listen to voicemails, reply, call them back, and of course delete the voicemail right from this interface as well. One more thing I want to point out is the amount of flexibility and configuration that's available in the system. So if I go into settings, you can see there's an abundance of settings here. Of course, different incoming notification options, registering for the phone links. You've seen all those features. You can change your ringtone, inviting additional users. But really the interesting part, I think, is down here. So you saw those fields come up on the call notes, right, when you had an incoming call. And we saw that there was, of course, contact, company, notes, transaction, case. I can add additional fields here, any fields I want, and go ahead and come in here and add a new field. And the NetSuite field ID I want to add, field ID for it is assigned. And to figure that out, I'm in here on the phone call record. I'm just going to click on the header and I can see the field ID assigned. Okay? So I'm just going to say the field ID is assigned. We're going to add that. And I want to do a little bit of cleanup here. I'm going to edit this. and I want it to be called team member in the interface instead. And I'm going to say update, and I want that to be right after company. So I'm going to save this. So you can see the field changes are successfully saved. Before we exit the settings, there's another thing I want to show you here too. So these are the info pane links. You saw in an incoming call, we demonstrated creating a sales order earlier. All of this is customizable, and you can specify URL parameters. So for here, we've created an example that's going to automatically create opportunities, estimates, sales orders tied to that company with the click of a button. But you can also link to outside programs. Maybe you want to link into your Zoom Info or your Salesforce or wherever else you want to be able to get to at a glance. And you can also link to saved searches in NetSuite. So a lot of people don't know this, but saved searches in NetSuite can actually take those URL parameters to set your filters automatically for you. So you could also have a sales campaign that went out and you want to see who responded to the campaign, and if the person you're talking to is on there, you could set up a saved search with a custom filter to do that and have your own custom button. And that doesn't take any coding or customization work. It's all just configuration. I hope this brief demonstration has helped you visualize how this can change your workflow and really improve efficiency and save time on your team to better analytics and everything that goes along with that. If you are interested in RingCentral for NetSuite Pro, please reach out. Information is in the description, and we hope to hear from you soon.